Week 3 of our trip to Asia. We are at the home of the Komodo dragon, Indonesia.
There's also one at the zoo here in Buffalo, which is, close to the basement we're in.
That's the only fun fact I have because you've made the facts not fun.
I have a fun fact about Indonesia.
We're not there. You used that one last week.
All right, I retract my fun fact.
Pete's mad still because we're not in Indonesia. Didn't know he was such a big Indonesia head.
I didn't think I was either. And it's weird because I was looking up Nicolas Cage stuff in Indonesia. And
There wasn't any?
well, it's funny. I decided to try it. Well, yeah, there wasn't any, but I tried to use it through AI, which actually comes from, I was looking up, what was I looking up? Nicolas Cage. Because I was trying to figure out, right, is Cage just a stage name or is it like Coppola? Like, did he change it legally everywhere? And do his kids have different names or whatever? So I was typing in Nick Cage's legal and it started saying, are Nicolas Cage's legs amputated? Is Nicolas Cage's legs something else? Are Nicolas Cage's legs still alive? And I was like, well, clearly I have to check that one.
It feels like you, as the world's foremost expert on all things Nicolas Cage, would know already if his name was legally Cage or Coppola.
Well, I didn't. But more importantly, his legs.
More importantly, you didn't get the answer.
His legs are still there. They are. The AI told me that Nicolas Cage is an actor who is working and living and is still active in his craft. So I assume it didn't mention his legs specifically, but I'm assuming that because it said that he was still, his legs are also still alive.
Did you spell Indonesia with a Knees and a question mark?
How are you supposed to spell it?
All right. We're going back to 2017 Indonesia. No, actually, we're going back to 1981 Indonesia by way of a 2017 film. Satan Slaves.
Yeah, that's right. Why was it 1981?
What, do you want to know the creative choice of the movie that I didn't make?
I guess. I don't really... Spoiler alert. I don't remember this movie so well, so which one was this one? This was... I don't know. Some stuff happened. I looked at the synopsis and it said a mother comes back after she died to
I've asked
pick up
you
her
to stop
kids.
leading our podcast off by telling people how unprepared you are.
I am so prepared. I told you I got electrocuted. All this knowledge is up here
How'd you
now.
get electrocuted? We haven't been to work for a month.
I electrocuted myself in my own basement. I was trying to fix a dryer since I've been living down here for so long. Turns out you get rusty if you don't practice.
You're an electrician.
I've been in this basement, Bryan.
In 3 weeks, I don't know how you could forget everything you know.
Who are you? I remember this movie. This is a movie about a family whose mother dies, and it's a sister and a brother and two younger brothers, and one of them's deaf or something. I have some questions about that because I got very confused.
I know what you're going to ask because there was one time where somebody yelled out to him and he turned around and answered them. But it came after the cult he'd already started slipping into his I'm actually the devil's son.
Yeah, I get that. But how come no one else seemed to care? Like all of a sudden this deaf kid starts talking and they're like, yeah, that's normal. I thought it was so just normal. What?
I think the only one that noticed it was his other younger brother.
No, he was talking to everybody at one point.
Well, that point, everybody except the father believed fully that he was a demon child. Why don't we talk about the movie instead of talking about one aspect of the last 5 minutes of the movie?
That's the part I want to know.
That's what you always do.
All right, then tell me.
Your memory and the way you want to do this podcast is all memento-like. I don't actually know what happened before this, but I want to talk about the last thing. Oh, yeah, that's right. Let's talk about that thing now.
Well, see, I got to work back. Yeah, you're right. I guess it is memento.
It's memento.
Right.
Except memento meets in the middle. We've talked about that. So that's my part is the part where he's talking on the phone and we're going to collide in the middle because I'm trying to go straight ahead.
Oh, that's right. They pass each other like ships in the night, but in a time stream. Like Merlin was aging backwards.
Merlin?
Yeah. With that King Arthur the Anteater.
I don't know anything you're talking about today.
Merlin traveled backwards through time. And I think it's important that you know these things.
In some book you read?
And the Disney Sword in the Stone movie.
I never saw the Disney Sword in the Stone movie.
Which is, I think, basically the first part of The Once and Future King.
I don't know what that is.
It's a book about Arthur. All right. So
Does it have wizards and dragons in it?
No, but Robin Hood is there.
It doesn't have a wizard in it. Do you want to rethink your position on
No.
whether or not the Merlin
No,
movie
that's-
has a wizard in it?
That's not important. I think Robin Hood was called Robin Wood. That's just way funnier.
That was the principal's name in the 7th season of Buffy,
Oh, snap. You're right. I forgot about that.
which is also a prequel to The Once and Future King,
I guess it was.
a book I've never read or never heard of until this moment. I've heard that phrase. I thought that was a phrase, not a book.
I guess it's both.
I guess it is. We both learned that today.
And learning is half the battle.
What's the other half? We've done this before, but you never came up with the other half.
Knowing.
That retaining the thing you learned is half. It just seems like then learning's all the battle.
No, you got to keep it. Because I learned lots of stuff, Brian. I've learned so much about Nicolas Cage. And do you know how much of it I remember?
I remember everything. It's 1981 in Indonesia.
And there is a mother who is sick.
There's a mother who used to be a singer.
Yeah, not a very good one. They played her record a lot, and I didn't like it.
Well, that's why the royalties have dried up. Family's living off her royalties, it seems. And as you did get correct, there is an older daughter, a son who is about 16, and then 2 young sons. They're all about 6 years apart in age for a reason we discover in the movie later.
Are they 6 years apart in age?
Well, not the last one. That's the thing. It threw me off a little bit because you have a 22-year-old daughter, and then 6 years later they have a 16-year-old now son, and 6 years later they had what is now a 10-year-old son, and then 4 years later they had the youngest son. Which I guess I know why, because they didn't want everyone to be 2 years older than they were. This is about as far as they could stretch it. But there's a reason that they had a kid 6 years after the last one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're all devil worshippers.
Not all.
Well,
Nobody else even seemed aware of this
the
situation.
father was, right? All right.
No.
What are you so the mom is in a devil worship cult to have babies.
Do you want to start at the beginning of the movie?
No. All right, go. Give me the quick synopsis.
Mother used to be a singer. Her royalties
Bad
have
one.
dried up. She's dying. And when she dies, they start discovering little secrets about her life they didn't know, mostly revolving around that in order to have children and have a successful career, so that's why she was able to have success while being a bad singer, she joined a devil cult. And the youngest born son will be taken by the cult when it turns 7.
Was it the youngest son or just child?
Youngest child
Yeah.
will be taken by the cult when he turns 7. And the kid is 6 in 362 days. That's how close we're cutting it on this one.
Right down to the wire.
Right down to the wire. And that's when they discover that they kept having a child 6 years after the last one because they didn't want to part with the child they had.
Right.
And it's like, that was actually kind of a haunting little idea there.
I know that was nice. And it's creepy as fuck as you start to find out these little things, that
Yeah.
lead you to the secret. It's downright terrifying at moments.
It's a great movie. I mentioned before that it feels more like a Conjuring kind of movie. Not that it feels like it's like that.
No, I did.
Narratively,
The vibe.
the vibe of the movie is very
yeah.
unsettling in a ghostly, creepy way. And there's all kinds of, everybody's got to experience like a horrific thing with this.
Whatever's happening, this
yeah.
entity. It appears to be the mother.
It appears to be the mother because they discover there's luckily grandma who was fighting on their side before she got up and jumped down a well. But she was on their side. She never trusted the mother. She had suspicions about this, what she did to get pregnant. And the grandmother had a friend that she was trying to.
Yeah, that guy.
She was trying to send him a letter about this because I think she knew her time was coming up. And he runs an occult magazine. A lot of conveniences in this story.
yeah.
But you need somebody to explain what's happening. Except he only explains part of it because he figures out the most important part after he tells her all the information he knows. So in that 3 days, I guess he gets back on the case and goes, oh, he's actually the son of the devil.
Right. Because that's the twist in it, I guess.
I don't know if it's a twist. I think it's more just so that, like, yeah, get rid of him. Like, as opposed to it being a heartbreaking ending where they have to willingly give up the child, right? Yeah. So he says. That's not actually true, but it doesn't seem true. So the cult comes one night and they're going to take the kid. And they're like, all we have to do is tell them we're not going to give him to them. And they're like, and they do, they fuck off. So they're like, oh, great, we're going to leave now. And then the undead all come back, including the mother and some other characters we've met in the story. And they come for the kid. And the kid is just now he can hear and he can talk and he's smiling and he's creepy as fuck. And I'm like, get rid of that kid. So I think it's meant to be more of a, it's okay that they lose this child because it was never their child, as they say, as they get away.
Yeah. No, I think that was a twist, I guess, because most of those movies end with either them losing the child, and it's a, or they win, right? Like it's just, that's it. They defeat the bad guys. This was a fun, oh yeah, it was a bad guy all along. And you don't see that as often as I know. I wouldn't say I'd like it because I like it because it happens so infrequently. And that's one of, like, I don't think I like this movie as much as you, but I liked that little twist because if it had just had one of those other two endings.
Listeners, place your bets by how much he likes it by the end of this discussion.
I'm pretty solid. I thought about this for a minute, right?
All right.
Right. And I like how creepy it is. Mm-hmm. There is so much in there. Like I'm like you. You see so much you don't really care. But kind of, what was it? The Hell House, the Origins ones that got you. The vibe was creepy enough that when the kids were, afraid that there was something in the house and they got the blanket and they throw it over where they think it is, and then it just sits there on the whatever is underneath it.
Which is a total James Wan moment that I can't believe wasn't in a James Wan movie. It had to be somewhere. Oh, it just feels like it fits every one of his ghostly movies perfectly.
Yeah, but then, right, so that's creepy. That's because then it's just standing there, and you're like, well, fuck, it's blocking the door they need to get through. And then when it fucking roars at them and charges, Jesus, shit, I scared myself.
Well, let's start from the beginning.
Again?
Because I don't have any fun facts for you. Because facts are no longer fun to me.
I have no, I don't. I'm going to think of some fun facts before this is over.
Before the mother dies, you can tell that the oldest child, the daughter, is doing a lot to take care of things with the family.
The father doesn't seem to be around much. He's like bouncing for work.
Yeah, and they never explain what that is.
Traveling vacuum cleaner salesman.
He just is like, he literally is like what was you never saw BoJack Horseman?
No.
But there was 3 children on top of each other wearing a trench coat who always talked about, there was Vincent Adult Man. And they say things like, I must go now for business. We have business to do. And just talk like a child would do business. That was what the father would do. He'd be like, well, I have to go out of town now for business stuff because I have business in town.
That's what I do when I leave and tell my kids where I'm going.
I'm not convinced he knew what he was going to do, though.
Well, where did this take place?
Indonesia?
Oh, yeah. Anyway, maybe that's just how jobs work there.
They build up this mother's illness when they're walking. I think the daughter's walking into the room for the first time to see the mother. They build it up like it's going to be the scariest thing you've ever seen.
And it is.
I've never seen a movie, because there's not a scary payoff to that moment where you first see her, but they film it like this is the end of The Exorcist. And I'm like, holy shit, what's going to be in that room? And then it's just the mother. And I'm like, what an odd choice that I really liked.
But the tension, right, because I guess the payoff is when, I don't know, remember that gross, creepy, scary old lady that was dying in the bed is now moving around and haunting you?
That doesn't happen in that scene.
No, it doesn't. But the payoff is there.
No, that's not how you...
Yeah, payoffs come later.
The payoff to a walk is what you see at the end of the walk, not what happens 2 days later.
That's a setup for the payoff. It's the long con.
I don't think you know what payoff means.
Yeah, it is. It's that candy bar. Wait, no, that's a payday. Never mind.
The mom was pulling a long con.
Yes.
She's like, oh, I know everybody walked up this hallway like it was Arbogast going up the stairs in Psycho, but I'm going to lay here, do nothing for 2 days, and then I'm going to booga, booga, booga.
She got him.
Well, the mom dies soon, but not before we get like a bunch of spooky imagery out of it, including something I'm sure I've seen it before, but I don't think I've ever seen it done cooler than this. The daughter has a dream about going to the mother's room. And the mother, he looks over and the mother is just standing at the window. Yeah. And she turns around and looks in the bed, and there's a fucking scary ass monster in it. And then she turns back and the mother is just like gone from the window. And she's like, so she wakes up and the exact same thing repeats, except she gets up there and the figure sitting at the window, she goes to turn, there's nobody in the bed. And then she turns and the mother's just standing there looking like death. And then she falls over and dies. And it was such an effective twofer. Where I'm like, I've already seen something horrifying once that was genuinely scary. Now I have to go watch her do it from the beginning again. That opening part of her just walking up the stairs was terrifying. Because I'm like, I already know there's bad shit in that room.
I can't even tell you what about it works so well because I'm not so high and mighty. I don't know these words like payoff and such. But it really did work.
It was so cool an idea.
And that whole tone keeps throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Everything is just suspense. Well, until you get to the end. Because at the end, once he's, running around being the devil baby. Oh, that's right. Because the last one is the devil's child. Like, that's the one the devil impregnates. So that's my question. That was another question I had. How does how do they know when the last baby is there? So
You're asking how the devil would know this?
Yeah, because they had two, and then it's like, well, that's their last kid. I'm gonna have sex with that lady now, or whatever the devil does. I don't know how it works.
It seems fairly clear from the fact that he's now walking around and talking like without hearing issues that it kicks in the seventh birthday.
No, that's not how biology works.
Well, I don't know what the biology of Satan is.
I think it still follows normal biology rules. You can't just impregnate people.
It seems like biology wouldn't just let that kid suddenly hear perfectly and have perfect speech that he never used
Jesus
before.
do that?
I don't know.
He just got impregnated. Or
we're talking about something more realistic, a movie from Indonesia in 2017.
Yeah, but I just realized that Satan is a god thing. So I guess you can just make people pregnant.
I guess. I'm pretty sure that it's not about Satan fucking the mother. I'm pretty sure it's about when her youngest child turns 7. That's when the devil takes it over.
I saw the movie Possession with Sam Neill, and she fucked a demon or a devil or something.
And if that happened in this movie, I would have been like, "You're right. It happened in this movie. It didn't happen in that.
But
that movie.
We know it happened. All right. Anyway,
that also wasn't a demon. It turned out it was a doppelganger, slow forming doppelganger of Sam Neill.
Was it?
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure about that movie.
No, we got to cover that movie again.
We do.
The father takes off to, I guess, try to get money again. It's never explained. He's just a gigolo, I guess. He's a handsome man.
Everywhere he goes.
You're not gonna believe this, but spooky stuff starts happening in the house when he's gone, and it's just the kids. When he leaves, it's like the biggest. Well, Act 1 is over. He might as well walk out the door saying, "Act 1 is over."
Holy shit! I didn't even try to figure out where the acts were.
No shit. And spooky stuff starts happening, like hearing the bell that the mother would ring when she was in need. That was everything that they did was perfectly good here, because I'm unsettled by the whole. Just the fact that we were living with a dying body for so long was enough. And the little kids, not the littlest one, the second youngest one, is talking all the time about how, like, the last family member that leaves the gravesite after they hit 40 paces, they come back to life. And I'm like, I don't want to hear that. Because also they live right next to the cemetery. They can see it from their window.
All of those things are not like new, like the bell ringing and stuff, but they all work so well in this movie. Everything about it just makes it creepy.
They also have a haunted Viewmaster toy.
Oh shit, I forgot all about that one. That was cool.
Do you remember the Viewmaster?
Of course I remember the Viewmaster.
Everybody doesn't remember it, or is not 40 something. They had these little white reels you'd put in, and then you'd see pictures as you clicked through them.
Like a slide projector.
Why were those so popular? TV existed.
Yeah. But, that's a good point. I had them, and I
loved them too.
Do you remember how exciting it was to find like a new little circle with the new pictures in it?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember putting them in backwards and looking at everything backwards?
Yeah, and because they were 3D, I guess that's the appeal of them.
They're not 3D.
They were. You could see 3D in the image. They were.
I didn't know I needed glasses till I was like a teenager.
That's true. But still, I'm like, why did I love these so much? I'm like, there's a TV on right in front of me while I'm looking at my Elf or my Gremlins discs.
Huh. Now you're really making me think.
And there's creepy shit in the Viewmaster. He's clicking through and suddenly there's fucking Ghost Mom.
Just hanging out. That's not supposed to be what's in the Viewmaster. It's like pictures of cartoon characters or farms.
This kid's braver than me, because after he sees it and throws it down, he's like, let me get another look at that. He picks it back up to keep clicking through, and I'm like, you are crazy.
You really wouldn't have. I would have clicked through. I had to see what's happening.
No, I would have been like, I would have handed it to my younger brother and said, hey, I'm done with this now.
Yeah.
And he'd have loved it, because he's a creepy little fuck, apparently. Like the radio does creepy shit. They're hearing voices. My favorite is
about the radio.
My favorite is that the oldest son would comb his mother's hair.
That was weird and creepy.
And he heard her go, Tony combed my hair, and I'm like, holy shit!
And
get out of this house.
None of them were talking to each other about it for a while. They're saying it.
Well, it's important that they don't, because something happens to all of them except the daughter, who has to go a few more scenes of being skeptical.
Oh, that makes sense. I was wondering why she was so goddamn skeptical the whole time. It got annoying.
Well, then she becomes the foremost, we have to do something about this. believe her. But at first, she has to be skeptical because somebody in the house has to be. Or else, why are they still in this house? Because the Ustad, who is a preacher, and his son...
I forgot about him, too.
The Ustad and his son, the preacher and his son, the son says, yeah, it's over near your house, and there's creepy shit going on, and you probably get out of that house. Why don't you come stay with me and my dad? And she has to say, no, we're fine. Because she didn't get to experience the throwing the bedsheet over the mother, the Tony comb my hair, the Viewmaster. She didn't see any of that.
Right.
So she's still in a place where she just thinks she's mourning and anything can be explained. Like hers happened in a dream. Hers didn't happen in real life. So she can still turn him down, or else there's a problem with the movie was in that they just left.
Yeah.
So essentially, we're just trapped in a haunted house with these kids and a grandma who, apart from being terrible at hide and seek, is completely useless.
Yeah, she didn't do anything.
No, she played hide and seek once in her wheelchair. She was very easy to find.
Did she complain about something? I feel like there was something. She owned the house, and there was friction between the father and
Because she hated the mother.
the wife. Oh yeah, the mother hated the I guess her daughter-in-law.
Yeah, because she suspected that she had been a part of a Satan cult. The oldest son goes out and buries the bell with his mother after he hears it, which makes him the smartest character in the horror movie, because I'd never see that bell come back. I expected it to.
I was waiting for it too.
And it didn't. I was like, so just bury things. Seems easy enough. This guy's got the right idea.
Yeah, but she did come back at the end, and they buried her.
She didn't come back with her bell, though. Seems like a miss.
Do we know that? Maybe that's on the deleted scenes.
I don't know that. I haven't seen the deleted scenes from Satan's Slaves
Me
2017 Indonesian movie.
It's out there.
So the daughter investigates this unsent letter after Grandma falls down a well.
Oh, yes. She fell down didn't something lure her to the well? Or was she looking for the kid in hide and seek?
No, I don't think she was looking for the kid. I think that something lured her.
Oh, or she was just going to get water.
Or she's just old.
That happens. Sometimes people fall down wells.
You gotta be careful where you fall.
That was a Spider-Man reference.
It was. The daughter finds an unsent letter that Grandma had been working on. I don't know how long, that she never thought, let me get this finished. Let me get this to the postman, or send this with any of these 4 capable children of getting this to the postman.
Well, it seemed like they lived far away from stuff. They had to walk everywhere. Or did the kid sold his motorcycle or Vespa or scooter or whatever?
Because the family needed money.
Yeah, at the very beginning.
He sold it, importantly, to the Ustad's son.
Oh, is that? I didn't catch that. Why is that important?
Fuck do you think he crashes on when he dies, when he falls into the truck?
I don't know. I just assumed he was riding. So what does that matter? He could have been on any scooter.
They made it tighter than that. He bought the kid's motorbike.
But it's not a cursed scooter.
Everything's cursed.
Why is everything cursed?
Because she's in a Satan cult.
So the whole house is now... Oh, so everything that comes out of there would be bad news?
Didn't it seem like it?
No. Because the stuff came out of the graveyard and into the house.
The graveyard is basically on the property. They're like, I don't like... The kids want to change rooms because they're like, I can see Mom's grave from right here. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah. We looked at a house that was on next to a graveyard.
Yeah.
The end.
Nice story.
Thanks.
So she learns that Grandma was opposed to her father marrying her mother because being a singer is undignified work.
Oh, that's right.
Maybe it's because she was so bad at singing.
That could have been it. That would have been the first clue, right? Like, her music is terrible. Why is she so popular? Got to be that devil.
And also that she made a deal with Satan to have children. That's probably also part of it.
Maybe she didn't even know, but that clued her into it first.
No, Grandma kind of suspected it seemed.
Because of the singing.
Because of the singing. How did she get popular? Let me research this.
Yes, and then she's like, oh my goodness.
And the catch on the deal, and there's always a catch with Satan unless you're a really good fiddler. I was going to say nothing for that.
No, because I was just thinking, what if you had a kid, say you have your 4 kids, and the one turns 7, and then you have another kid after that, and you go, motherfucker, you owe me back. Like, the devil fucked up. He went.
I wondered that myself, and my guess is he would take all of the kids then. Like, anyone that reached 7, he'd be like, that was the last one you had. Well, good. Thanks for having another one. I'll be back. Because I don't know if you know this about the devil. He plays dirty.
Yeah, but he's like very into the law, and he has binding terms.
Except in that fiddler story where he really was a man of his word.
He was. And what was I forgot. I remember he said he was like behind, as if he had
was way behind.
Yeah, as if there was some sort of tally, but wasn't he the guy in charge?
I don't know the hierarchy of.
Me neither. I thought he was, but I also heard somewhere that the devil was never like trapped in hell or put in charge of it or something. Because I wondered once why he was allowed to wander around if he was in heaven jail.
Heaven jail is hell, you think?
It's not?
No, I don't think so.
Really?
It's the first time I've ever heard of that.
I don't know what else you would call it as heaven jail.
We call it hell.
Right, but everything like Alcatraz, they have names, and hell is the name of this heaven jail.
No, I don't think that's right. I don't think that they're putting.
Are you sure about that?
I mean, I'm not 100% sure. I am 100% sure because I don't think you go through the process of getting admitted to heaven and then getting thrown into jail. I don't think that Hitler was like in and then he broke a rule and was like, oh, you got to serve your 30 days. I don't think that's how it worked.
But they started off, like I'm saying, they were all in heaven to begin with.
That's true.
And then they broke the heaven law.
I'm saying it's true as in, that's what the myth says.
Right, but they break heaven law and then they get put down in heaven jail, which wasn't even ready yet, so they had to make a whole new one, I guess.
Maybe you're right.
I think I might be. And I'm not sure how it works for people, though.
I don't think that they go to heaven jail.
People? No, they get stuck in heaven jail. It must be like a... How would that work? Why are the demons in charge of shit? They broke the rules. They're in jail. It's like maybe peoples are like little, like birds. You know how like prisoners collect birds that come to their windows?
I know one story called The Birdman of Alcatraz, where that is the story. I don't know a second instance of this ever happening.
In the Count of Monte Cristo, there were little birds that came to the window?
I don't think so.
I'm sure it's happened more than once. Anyway... Yeah, all right, I'm going to come back. We'll circle back to that.
Circle back to what?
I'm trying to figure out how this heaven jail works and what people do. My new theory is that human souls are like little birds that visit the demons in heaven jail.
Maybe Satan just assumes if you get 7 years past a child, you're just done.
I think you've nailed it. If you make it 7 years and you've got a kid that can almost take care of itself, like, on its own, you're not going back.
I have some questions about how you treat your kids when they turn 7, because I've met these children at older than 7. They can't take care of themselves now.
Well, it's kind of like they're not my kids anymore. Now they're the devil's babies. They've come to their fruition.
No, you had the second one before the first one turned 7, so just Sam is a devil baby.
That would explain so much.
It explains so much, especially like how at 7 he got more cognizant of people and started acting differently, but like better.
He started talking and murdering. I've been wondering where all our pets keep going.
The youngest child is about to turn 7, like 3 days after they learn this information, which I got a good kick out of because I don't know. I like it. Like the mother, just almost made it. Well, it makes sense. She was probably planning to continue to have children as much as she could, but she got sick. She's been sick for years, they said.
Oh, yeah, you're right. But I never figured out why. I wondered if the sickness was like attributed to something. No? Okay.
I think she just got sick and then they were like, oh, I'm in trouble now. And I don't know what the father seemed to know or didn't know. He didn't seem to know that much.
Right. I was confused because I wondered too if he had just vamoosed out of the house because he's like, well, I know they're coming to take this kid and I can't be around for it because no. But then he shows up again to help him fight.
Well, why don't we get to there in the story?
It's taking forever. You keep sidetracking us with all these weird conversations about religion.
Well, creepy stuff finally happens to the daughter, so they go to the Usted's house. As suggested days ago, they would have probably saved their grandmother's life, but whatever, it's fine. And soon after, the Usted's son gets run over by a truck trying to bring a letter to the daughter from the magazine writing friend. It was a busy week for this family.
I lost track of the chronology at some point because so much stuff seems to happen.
Dad returns and he's missed multiple funerals.
I thought about that.
Never inquires about his mother.
I thought about that too.
Which makes me think he does know more than I thought I knew.
It was a very confusing narrative. Like what is his role in this movie?
You brought up deleted scenes. I'm going to guess one of them is saying, hey, where's my mom?
I bet you it has to be because not even a little bit is he concerned.
Maybe I missed it. It is, foreign language film, so I'm not processing it the exact same. Maybe it was one line and I just discarded it. I feel like he never asked about his mother who fell down a well.
He didn't because I missed it too.
Who they had a full funeral for. Well, he was gone. He does give his apologies to the Ustad about his son dying and his condolences. But I missed, and he says something really sweet. He says, "Consider my children your children," which would be really sweet if he didn't have a devil child.
See, what's funny there is I thought that, what's his name? The preacher guy? Ustad?
Ustad is a title.
Oh, well, okay. So the Ustad guy.
Yeah.
When he is told that, I thought he was in on it. Like he's part of the Satanist cult.
Because don't trust religious people. I'm with you. I'm with you.
I was with it, though. I mean, genuinely, I thought he was the bad guy the whole movie.
In an American movie, I'd have been 99% sure, but I don't know the customs and how things are believed. Since the family themselves were outspokenly not religious, I assumed he wasn't.
Oh, see, I assumed he was.
No,
yeah, you're right. I get what you're saying. It's just my natural instinct kicks in. So
I didn't think the movie was going to double down on its criticism of religion.
When did it? What?
Well, if the family's like, we don't do any of this, it's already, because again, you have to remember, we're not talking about American customs where we all don't care. Very big faith-based places in Asia. So I assumed an Indonesian family who's explicitly saying, we don't care about any of this religious stuff. I thought they're not going to double down on that by having the religious person be bad. It just seems like a hat on a hat when it's already kind of doing what it wants to do.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I never consider religion as anything. Like I don't think about its cultural impact because, especially again, it's funny for a movie called Satan's Slaves. I did not the whole Satanist side of it. Like, oh, it's a satanic cult kind of thing. Never really seemed to matter that much. I guess.
I mean, it does cost them their child.
Yeah, but that's just kind of there. There's always a devil doing something or a demon.
And that demon that infected her, I suppose, is how they mentioned it, right? The Ustad's son says when someone's possessed and that person dies, it'll walk around wearing their face, which explains a lot of things.
How long was she possessed? Just after she died?
No, I'm guessing that the mother had that inside of her, not active, but inside of her the whole time. Sick. No, I don't think so. I think it was there for when she got pregnant. You know what I mean? Like it's part of her. She's carrying unknowingly. It's like what's a good example here? Benign tumor. It's like a benign tumor where it's not doing anything, but it's in there. Part of her cost of joining the cult.
All right.
For altruistic reasons.
Were they, though?
Wanting to have children?
She wanted to be a singer.
I get that, dude, but she did throw in something good. I don't think even wanting to be a singer is bad, but...
Enough to sell your soul?
I don't think she sold her soul. She sold her youngest child's soul.
Sam versus being a pop star. Oh, wait, I missed the 7-year mark.
Wait, but it would be Kitty, not you, that making the choice. So don't worry
about it. Well, then no.
So
bullshit. I call bullshit. No. No one gets to be a singer if it's not me.
Oh, that's right. She'd be the singer.
Yeah, I won't stand for this.
The cult comes and they say, "Hey, the fuck out of here." And the cult's like, "All right."
They do, but then they drop stuff all over. I don't even know what that was.
They marked the house, they said, or something.
Yeah, it was something that's supposed to bring the zombies to the house when they show up.
Which did happen, because all the zombies come, which is a fun scene, but not in the same way that the rest of the movie was like actually unsettling and scary.
Yeah, meanwhile...
Although some of this stuff, when the mother passes by the door and stuff, I'm like, that stuff always works for me.
It can. This movie's weird with some of the very... Like the forced, this guy, here, I'm the demon expert who's dropping this knowledge, piecemeal. Or, oh, I haven't learned about things. Like there's all these very like clumsy little switches, but all of the...
Okay, I do want to defend... I can't defend that the child is 3 days away from turning 7.
See, that's great, though.
That's absurd.
Yeah, of course it is.
But I do want to defend there being an expert to turn to, because the grandmother has been looking into this off camera for decades.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with them getting linked to an investigation that would get them to somebody who knows something, because the grandma has been corresponding with them because she's been trying to solve this for a long time. So that part I'm actually okay with that character existing and then finding him. The 3 days until it's the kid, I'm like,
but then you couple like, oh, hey, I had the wrong information initially. Here it is, at 0 hour.
Yeah.
Then I show up with it. But whatever, because the suspense works. Like it doesn't matter. I don't hold it against the movie. It's just there. It exists in equal parts. But what I was trying to say was that grandma was, after she died, she's over there whispering to the kid who's slightly older than the kid who can't talk, the devil kid.
Yeah.
And she's there whispering, like, kill him. You need to kill him. And, like,
Yeah.
fucking with his head the whole time. Because you still think that the kid, the deaf kid's a normal kid and they're trying to save him.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, this poor kid's going insane by being told by a ghost to murder his brother who he loves.
And he does not listen.
No.
He, in fact, saves him.
Which, I mean, what was the problem? Why couldn't they just let the cult take him when he turns out he is a devil kid?
Well, I think it's a difficult choice for the father to make. Because I don't think he fully grasps what's going on. I really don't think he knows what his wife was into.
All right, but there was a bunch of weird shit and zombies wandering
I
around.
bet when he found out, he was like, why couldn't she ask to be a better cook? Am I right? And they all had a good laugh.
Somebody else got killed, right? In the house with the zombies at the end.
The Ustad.
Oh, yeah, the Ustad dies. Everyone dies. And then he comes back.
They all come back. Sometimes they come back for more.
Sometimes they come back at night. I feel like that's a movie.
Sometimes they come back again as a movie. Sometimes they come back for more as a movie. Sometimes they come back at night as a dumb title.
Yeah, you telling me they didn't come back at night in either of those other two movies?
I don't know the answer to that. I'm going to guess almost primarily they came back at night first scene.
So there you go. It's just a matter of a word.
The family's like, you know what? We should leave this house.
And then they do. And I didn't get the end.
They don't.
They don't?
Their ride doesn't come. They think everything's... they think they're out of the water on this shit. And then the next day, the undead arrive. Because it's something that the oldest son had said, where he's like, yeah, I heard that the undead comes. And then the daughter's like, haha, you had me for a minute, but that's ridiculous. And it's like, it ain't so ridiculous now.
Now, they know this house is full of monsters and badness, and the ride doesn't come. Why don't they just start walking? See, now I'm falling into I get angry at people for the choices they make.
They thought it was over. The whole tone of the movie shifts for those scenes.
I know, but you know it's not over.
It's daylight now. It's bright and everyone's happy. And they're like, we're getting out of here. We've lost Grandma. We lost Ma. We lost the Ustad's son.
But we told those people to go away, and they left. Did.
So we're good now. But like, even the oldest son should have been like, there's something I said earlier that maybe I should remember about how this is going to go. But they think that the youngest son is going to be a sacrifice until they get the new information, which I think, again, it's not bad that they didn't know because they're trying to protect the kid. That's fine. But once you know, it's like, oh, great. We're good. We're good here then.
Yeah, but do you think like the general idea of thwarting evil kicks in at some point? Well, you're not my brother anymore. You are a demon thing. And like, crush evil where you see it.
The first time I'd see my little brother who can't hear, listening to, reacting to me without me seeing my lips, and then turning and smiling and laughing and giggling, I'd be like, yeah, have a good life. Have a good life in the devil cult.
No, see, I try to kill it because now I know it's bad.
Well, that's the funny part to me, is that I don't know how much the sister knows about what Grandma has been telling his slightly older brother to do. But she's like, Grandma was trying to help us. And it's like, yeah.
She was, though.
I get it.
Another twist.
But if I was that middle son, I'd be like, I know, but she was asking for some pretty dramatic stuff to happen.
But she was right.
It was a good twist, though, because you start thinking that the middle son is being possessed.
Yeah, right.
And he starts being scary, but he's not the scary part. And in fact, in the end, saves his brother, who is just a child of the devil.
But he didn't even save him because...
No, he did. He was about to, but there's a moment before, I'm not sure the kid has switched off and on yet.
What do you mean?
Before the little kid, the littlest one, becomes full on, I'm demon now, or I'm Satan's son now, he's still his brother. He's still acting like his brother. There's a shift that happens in a specific moment. I think before that is when he's getting like sucked out the door and he's like, oh no, I have to save my brother. But it takes him a while to decide. He saves his brother. But his brother's like, please help me, please help. He's not the giggling, I'm the devil now.
Yeah.
Yet.
But he still talked.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Right? See, but then I swear to you, he's walking around talking to the rest of the family before he gets all giggly and creepy, and they're just accepting it so much so that I sat there and I'm like, did I miss something at the beginning where he suffered trauma and he's just been in like shock and stopped talking? Because everyone just accepted it as normal, and it was weird.
They had bigger things going on.
Fair. I still would have thought, I'm with you, it would have been weird if this kid suddenly starts talking at me. I'm like, oh, something ain't right.
I'll be honest with you. I only thought it was weird the first time it happened when he was looking out the window It's the middle of the night, and the brother who was being told to kill him says, "What are you doing?" And he's not looking at him. He turns around and goes, "Oh, I'm looking at Mom." And it's like, that was like, okay, I'm done with you now, because how'd you hear that? How'd you turn and speak to me? Because you haven't been speaking like that. And every other time he talked in the family, I never really thought about it again. It was just that one moment. So it was that son's duty, and he shirked his duty.
His
and
grandma
is so disappointed.
Right?
She's going to jump in another well. Maybe that's why she jumped in the well. She's like, these fucking kids.
A disappointment. Or maybe she thought, they don't listen to me while I'm alive, so now I'll just haunt them 24/7. I can't do that. My old body fails me. But as a ghost, she's the ghost with almost the most.
What I like about these foreign films is that the beats are a little different because they spend more time doing character work. Like, I understood all of the characters in this movie and how they interacted with each other and how they got to where they are in life. Like, it seems like the daughter is a very intelligent, capable person. But of course she hasn't gotten anywhere because mother's been sick for so many years, she has to take over all that stuff.
Yeah, she dropped out of school.
Exactly. So they give you this stuff where, like, it seems like they're going to introduce a romance for her and the Ustad's son, which is a nice thing they do because they never really do it. But it's still there. You can tell there's a little bit of attraction. And then he gets run over by a truck. And I like
his
that.
Head pops.
Because I'm not thinking about him getting run over by a truck. Because I'm like, well, they got to get to that, right? And then they don't. So I like how it plays with the conventions of especially Asian cinema, where they're going to give you more and more character interactions in these horror movies than American movies do. We have all Michael Bay-like movies now. Even the ones that try not to do it too much. You know what I mean? It's like, if you're going to see a horror movie in the movie theater, it's probably cutting out a lot of this stuff. And this movie leaves it in, so I'm waiting for the normal payoff of, well, they'll be the ones to get away together and help their kids. And it's like, nope, he died immediately. It's like, oh, good, cool. Didn't see that coming.
One of the first ones to go, because there weren't that many deaths in this movie, right?
Well, the mother, the grandmother, the Ustad's son.
Yeah, that was it. Mm-hmm. But it was still good. Well, there was something else. It's
mostly a ghost story for a while.
I didn't get the ending. So now they're all at the apartment, the family, who've managed to flee.
Yes. Well, we're almost there.
All right, keep going.
The Ustad gets killed. Little kid turns into a creepy little bastard. And it's like, I'm going with Mama. And it's like, yeah, fucking go. I've been done with you for half an hour. I've been done with you pretty much since that scene in the bedroom. He goes with the undead. Good riddance, I say. And the family is surrounded by the undead, but the occult reporter shows up to help them. And he gets them away. He ferries them away in his taxi.
I thought he was the ride initially, and he was just lazy. Or he fell asleep or something.
Maybe he was. So it flashes forward a year later. And what's left of the family is living in an apartment building in the city. And a creepy couple, posing as neighbors, talk about how they have to make sure that they never leave, and it's time for another harvest. And then they creepily dance and smile while the credits roll over the faces.
Yeah, but this creepy couple helped. They went over to the apartments, like, here's some extra food,
because they want them to stay there and be happy.
Why?
Because
I don't get it.
Well, Pete, would you like to know that there's a movie called Satan Slaves 2 Communion, where all of these characters return in this apartment building set in 1984?
I'm not going to watch that.
I think we are going to watch it.
But I want to know now. So what does that even mean? We need another harvest. Like, who? What? How? I thought they just assumed that I assumed that there were many, many people. Why is it this specific family?
I don't know the answer, Pete. We have to watch Satan Slaves 2
Communion. You watched
Communion.
part 2.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, but so that being said, I think it's stupid. Then speculate. What's the reason? There is no reason.
I'm going to guess, if I had to speculate what would happen, I'm going to guess that we don't know the full extent of what the mother signed up for.
Ooh, that's an intriguing idea.
And perhaps,
like a timeshare?
Perhaps her daughter is now stuck in the same situation that she got signed up for.
That wouldn't be fair. You really got to get a lawyer if you have a contract signed.
The only thing I remember about Satan Slaves 2 is that it was very creepy because like a lightning storm happens and all the power's out and a bunch of people have died and they're all just wrapped in their shrouds in their apartment buildings and they have to keep going to these different apartment buildings to find different things. It was a very creepy movie. And I remember there's a cool elevator scene. And I remember that the father's acting all weird and he's got a briefcase. And I believe that what's in the briefcase is human fingers because he's been tasked with killing 1,000 people to get his family uncursed.
Interesting.
I remember it being a really good movie.
Huh. Okay.
But I don't remember what the plot is. And I do remember that this couple shows up again, only briefly in the end, to then
dance?
tease me out to a Satan Slaves 3. That there's a bigger scope to all of these.
See, you're starting to remember movies like me now.
Well, I just watched this one and remembered everything.
Just like Alice.
The other one I watched 3 years ago.
Right. Sometimes I watch a movie from a week ago and I can't remember.
Repeat, I watch like 7 movies a week. It's hard to remember one specific movie from 3 years ago.
I watched, oh, by the way, so I watched, what did I watch? I finally got Kitty to watch Prey, because Prey is really fun.
We're doing Prey this November.
Are we?
Or whenever the new Predator comes out.
Okay, well, she'll be excited because she really liked it, which I knew she would because it's great. But I also recently watched Novocaine, and the Prey girl is the same as the Novocaine girl.
Yeah, I've told you that on this podcast.
I don't believe you because I figured it out when I was watching Prey. I'm sitting there going, I know this girl from somewhere. About halfway through the movie, because I was like, it's something I've seen relatively recently. Like, what have I seen her in? And then Kitty looked something up too and said she was in something else that I've seen her in.
How exciting for you.
It is. I don't know what it is because Kitty couldn't remember what it was either.
Well, I said on this podcast, it stars Jack Quaid. You went, ooh. And Amber Mid-Thunder from Prey. Ooh. Everybody can go back and listen to that whenever that happened.
I don't believe that that's the case.
It's 100% the case.
Then
It might
why
have been
did
the companion episode.
Then why did I figure it out when I was watching it with Kitty the other day?
Because you have memento disease.
Is
And
that
you
what
don't remember what just happened to you. So you're like, you see something and think you're seeing it for the first time.
Oh, that's the official term now? I've always wondered.
By the way, you got that $5 you owe me?
Oh, yeah. Wait, can I just pay you back next week with interest? Like, I'll be interested to see if I pay you back. That will be the interest.
I'm not that interested. I love the style of this movie because even though it's foreign language, which doesn't bother me at all.
You keep saying it as if you're
No.
annoyed by it?
No, because my mother the other day asked me, because I told her some movie I watched, and she was like, oh, I went to see a Vietnamese movie in the theaters. And there's like a dozen people there. I was the only Caucasian person. It was all, I can't say they were all Vietnamese, but they were all Asians. And I was like, oh, this must have been really cool for them to have a movie that's,
Your own language.
I'm guessing they were Vietnamese. And I was like, that must have been pretty cool for them. And they must have been like, what the fuck's he doing here? And I'm like, I don't mind reading movies. But my mother asked me if it was like, if it bothered me to read movies, because I guess it bothers her. And I was like, no, it doesn't bother me. You just you're so used to it because you do it so often.
I've never had a problem, so I get my, like, Fred and Sam, sometimes if there's too much dialogue happening too quickly, they can't keep up because they're 12 and 9. It's tough. I get that, but as an adult, I've never had a problem with it. It just kind of happens, so I don't even think about it when a movie's in subtitles. I don't know. I've never heard people complain, except my brother. He'd never watch a movie. He'd never watch a movie with words. Just the thought of a movie having words defeats the whole purpose. Can you imagine how much he would have hated the world in the silent era of movies?
I feel like people complain all the time, to be honest with you, about subtitled movies. And that's why Netflix always offers the option to listen to them with terrible English dubs.
I had to do the Squid Game with Sam that way.
Ugh.
It's tough.
He's just not even watching the thing at that point. I put on the Godzilla -1 one just out of sheer curiosity.
How'd that go?
Oh, it was horrible.
Oof.
It was awful.
Oof. I don't know when did I ever? I feel like when I was a little kid, I probably liked it. I vaguely recall enjoying it because it was easier than trying to keep up with the subtitle reading when I was young.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine the last time.
Well, even though it's you watch the movie differently, because even if this is the difference, you're always staring way more of your time is spent staring at the bottom third of the screen in a movie when it's subtitled than a movie that isn't. So that's what I'm saying. I like the style of the movie because I felt comfortable understanding the film language going on over the subtitles. So when I was staring down there to read, if people were in heavy exposition scenes, which this movie, there's a lot of talking in this movie. They literally, there's an investigation for half the movie, so there's a lot of talking. Key plot points are put out there in words. And you can't be watching the performance as much because you have to read the text. That's what I'm saying.
And people don't like that.
And people don't like to do any work when they're watching a movie.
I guess I don't talk to enough people.
You don't talk to anyone. You've been locked in this basement for 3 weeks.
I put up a new poster.
The oldest looking poster in here?
It was on the floor of one of the kids' rooms, and they didn't want it anymore, so I took it.
Who let you up into the kids' rooms?
No, they threw it in the hallway up there at the top of the stairs, and I can put my hand through either of the 2 cat doors I have in that door.
So you like this movie, but not...
Yeah. You see, even with you talking it, I'm like, it's all right. The atmosphere is great. It's scary and suspenseful, and it's a lot of fun. And I think the kid being the weird little demon kid is a fun way to end it, and that it saves it for me. I'd watch this movie again. I just don't love it.
Would you watch it again before you watch Satan Slaves 2 and see what happens? See if that kid comes back, now part of the cult. See if...
If we're watching Satan Slaves 2, I'll watch it. Maybe try to figure out what
Satan
happened.
Slaves 2, because I remember it being really good.
All right, then maybe I'll get my answers to why these people were dancing around like dancing fools.
Plus, I like these characters, and I would like to continue their journey. And I know there's a Satan Slaves 3 supposedly coming at some point. I hope
I like the little kid, and now he's gone. I want to see his perspective, like being the devil's kid. And how many devil's kids are there? There's got to be a lot, right? Because it's a whole cult. Why don't those 2 people who were dancing at the end just have a baby and go, here, take it, Satan?
You're making a lot of assumptions about things they do and don't do.
What do you mean?
Maybe they have.
Right, then why do they need other people?
Maybe the reason they're smiling and happy so much is that their kid's been taken by the cult and they don't have a kid anymore.
All right, so why do they need more?
Who said they did? Again, you're just making up a whole story.
We need another Dark Harvest.
They didn't say Dark Harvest.
Sure they did. Everything's a dark harvest, not like a nice harvest.
Why would they think it's dark if they believe in that it's good?
Because they know that they're bad. They revel in their darkness.
That's one of the things that drives me the most nuts about it. Because I think one of the worst ways that evil is portrayed in film is for them to know that they're evil. That's stupid.
But they're doing it in defiance of the...
They would think that the good, quote-unquote good, is the evil.
Right. But they think that dark is good, that light is bad.
So why would they identify themselves as evil?
They don't. They say that we're having a dark harvest.
Well, they know that their branding is off. That most people would hear that and say...
They look like weird...
And they're always recruiting. So I don't understand why they would brand it like that. What does Satan need
all these kids for?
He needs slaves.
Oh, shit. That's like the title.
That is like the title.
Oh, man. We got to watch part 2 now. You got me hooked.
Satan Slaves Communion. I believe it involves a ritual that I don't remember it. And that's the thing. I was watching this movie and I was like, I remember being maybe even more creeped out by the one in the apartment buildings. And I don't remember the key plot points to the point where I was like, I want to watch it right now. And I was like, I can't. It's like,
oh man. All right. I'm in. I got to watch part 2.
I think I'll put it on the docket for later.
And we're doing Predator or Prey. So I'll be able to point out that that's the same girl from.
I know we'll hear it. We're doing Prey in October.
Ooh.
I have it scheduled the week right after Satan Slaves 2.
Is it? Good old peak October.
Guess what got moved for Satan Slaves 2? You'll never guess.
Wait. Night Watch. I saw her, Brian. I saw her in the hallway.
We're never going to see her in the hallway.
We're going to see
It got moved like a full 8 months later.
Well, fuck. How long has this podcast been going on now?
2 years plus. So
the idea was, I firmly think the only reason you started this podcast was to watch that movie.
Yeah.
Because we've been waiting 20 years prior to this. So we moved it for Satan Slaves 2. And you know what?
We're going to be hitting 30 pretty soon on how long we've been waiting to watch this movie.
I'm not even mad you moved it because I'm really excited to see Satan Slaves 2.
I'm very excited to see Satan Slaves 2 because I really wanted to watch it immediately after because I've seen it and I know it's good. If I hadn't seen it, I'd be like, oh, I wonder if it could be terrible. But right. I remember I really enjoyed it. I know it gives us some backstory into the occult writer. We get some flashback to like the 50s where you get to see more of his story.
Oh, okay.
And it kind of like...
He survived. Yeah.
The thing I remember most about the movie is like the mystery of like, what's the father up to right now? And then I do remember how that resolved because it was so good.
All right. Shit. Okay. Well, you hooked me by explaining the title to me. That got me wrapped in. I'm back.
I'm really looking forward to a third one. He said he had ideas for it back when the second one came out. He's a pretty in-demand director over there, though. I think this guy's very solid director.
Was it a big hit here?
In America, I don't know. It was a huge hit in Indonesia. And the second one is still the 5th highest grossing Indonesian movie in Indonesia. Like there's Endgame's better.
Oh,
but it's still like in the top 10 all time in Indonesia, the second one. It was one of the biggest hits. I looked, the top 3 highest grossing Indonesian movies of all time in Indonesia are all horror related. and so is the fifth one. The fourth one's some kids movie. So Asia loves their fucking horror movies,
And children.
and usually they're involved children.
Man, an animated horror movie? That'd be lit.
I think one of them might have been like an animated horror comedy.
Okay, then we're in.
But yeah, 4 of their top 5 grossing movies of all time, made in house, made in country, are horror related.
Okay.
And that's cool. That's my kind of country.
Apparently so.
That's true of a lot of Asian countries. They love their horror over there.
South Korea's got it.
Yeah.
Japan has got it. I'm just naming the places that I've been to. I'm putting the air quotes up. Did you think I forgot about the air fingers, Brian? That I've been to recently.
I got an air finger for you.
Hey, that's the inappropriate finger, especially on the bus. That's the inappropriate finger.
The bus?
What? No, you made me forget.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this Joko Anwar. I've seen 3 of his movies now, and I saw he made, like Guillermo del Toro, Netflix gave him like a 7-episode anthology to do, where he directs 2 of them, and then 5 of them are directed by other people.
What was the name of it?
Joko Anwar's Daydreams and Nightmares, maybe?
Okay, I've seen. I saw it. I know what you're. I didn't watch it, but I know what you're talking about.
You can find a ranking of all 7 episodes on scarevalue.com.
What?
Because I watched them all, and I did a ranking of them.
Okay,
It was good stuff. There was a lot of good stuff. His were the second and third best ones. I don't remember who made the first best one, but it was a good series. I liked it maybe even more than the Guillermo del Toro one, to be honest. Del Toro didn't direct any of those. Half of the Del Toro ones were really good, and half of them were like forgettable. And it has 2 more Lovecraft adaptations that just don't work. For some reason, these Lovecraft adaptations are the hardest thing for people to do.
They really are, aren't they?
It's like they're really well made. They're really great set design, great performances, and it's just like this isn't translating as a story.
Going back to Possession, because we already brought it up, but that's a Lovecraft story, 100%. It gets it. I feel like a lot of the Gordon stuff, even though it's not the Lovecraft feel, it's taking it.
Yeah, it's having its 80s cheesy feel, and it's awesome.
Right. It somehow works because it's kind of gone into that. It's leaned into the cheese factor. And once you just like, all right, this is what we're doing, you can kind of get the horror side of it.
You know what really leans into the cheese factor?
Wisconsin?
The Cheesecake Factory.
Fuck yeah, it does.
It takes all those letters.
And it adds a why. It adds a question to it.
Yeah. Who, where, when, how,
Yes.
why. Sometimes why. That's the reporter's question. Sometimes why.
Do you know that there's an owl in this room? Or one of us is an owl?
I know that they're not what they seem.
There is a superb... No, it's Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is really superb owl. And that's the kind of party we had this year for the Super Bowl.
I was not invited to that party.
We hung up pictures of owls.
Oh, you didn't watch it. That's right.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't. Why didn't I watch it?
Because the Eagles versus the Chiefs.
Oh, God, that's right. That's so boring. We didn't watch it.
I turned it on halfway through when I knew they were down by like 40. I was like, oh, that's fun. I want to see their sad faces. I was like, show me Taylor Swift now. I like Taylor Swift.
I like Taylor Swift, too.
But I do get sick of seeing her on the NFL.
Oh, I'd rather look at her than Kelsey.
I do think that the NFL rigs games for the Chiefs so that she's always in prime time and she just gets as far as possible. And once the funny part was, one of the arguments against it was when they got blown out in the Super Bowl. Well, where were the refs now? And I'm like, there's no game next week. What does it fucking matter if they win or not? This is what happens when they had no help because they were propped up by being not that good a team last year. But it's going to happen again this year because Travis Kelce's still around. Until he retires, we're going to get it all the time. Somebody counted. They had they had a NFL on NBC or something, had a Sunday Night Football trailer one during the season, and there was like 9 clips of fucking Taylor Swift in there, and like 2 of only one player gets in there twice, but she's in there like 9 times. It's like, this is ridiculous. It's so clear what's happening.
If there's a Chiefs game on, I'd rather watch the Taylor Swift parts. I wish more of it was Taylor Swift and less of the football.
I wish less of the football was dictated by having Taylor Swift there. That's what I wish. Because you can't tell me that all of those crazy, weird, shouldn't have happened results, miracle wins, didn't happen because they had to get all the way to the Super Bowl because they wanted those ratings.
Well, it worked.
It did work. The ratings were huge.
I was boycotting, and they still managed to get good ratings.
Yep. But of course you got to the AFC Championship. Of course you got to the Super Bowl. What chance did we have? They called the catch in the Chiefs-Bills game where guy had one hand on the back of the football that hits the ground.
Oh, yeah.
There's only three ways. There's three ways to rule this. Number one, it's incomplete because it hit the ground. Number two, it's an interception because the only person holding the two sides of the ball is a defensive player. And number three, well, we're just going to give him the catch. And Josh Allen clearly got that first down. Those are the two things that's two possessions.
I can't believe you remember this.
They won by 3.
I've given up. Like you said, everyone knows. It's.
I said it because I remember it because I made the mistake of saying before that game started, I wasn't worried about the officials because of all the games we played against the Chiefs, regular season and postseason, it hadn't come up yet. I know that they've been on a couple-year run of getting the calls ever since she showed up to the games, but it hadn't happened to us yet. I thought that the league protected that rivalry enough that the story of beating Kansas City in the AFC Championship game would have been just as good or better. And I didn't think they'd do it to us. And then I saw that catch, and then I saw that first down get taken away, and then I thought, oh, I was wrong. They would fuck us. And that's the only time that's happened of all the games.
I don't think that they have any thoughts about a storyline other than the one that they are promoting, and it's the Taylor Swift thing right now.
I know, but it has to stop.
I think you nailed it when you said
Kelsey has to retire.
Well, when he does, it'll stop.
I was really bummed when he came back, so I was like, I'm not winning this year either.
Imagine if he becomes a coach for Kansas City, and then he's at every game.
They probably will do something like that so that she's still there.
You have to. You don't let Taylor Swift get away from you.
How else do you build a dynasty? Legally? Patriots didn't.
No, didn't. Who was our old guy who's on the Patriots now, and he just was doing drugs on a boat with a bunch of people? Fucking Stephon Diggs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, is he still on the team?
Well, this comes out in July.
You think he's still on the team?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Remember when we used to take all the Bills would, anytime the Patriots would cut somebody, we would lap them up, and now the Patriots seem to be doing it to us?
I would need 3 examples each
Takeo
way.
Spikes.
That was a Bengal.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
Who was the other guy? London Fletcher.
That was a Ram.
Who was the other guy? There was a bunch of them there. Fuck you.
Lawyer Malloy.
Yeah, that's who I meant.
Give me 2 more. You didn't give me 1, so give me 2 more. You got nothing. And then I want to hear all the Bills that you think are on the Patriots now.
That guy.
And even Diggs is a Texan.
Diggs is?
He was a Texan.
Yeah. The mac and cheese.
Oh, Mac Hollins. There, you got one.
Yep. And there's somebody else.
What a good call.
Yeah, he went last year. Yeah,
we take all Panthers.
Well, we used to.
No, we still kind of do.
No, now we take all defense.
Yes, that's true. At the time this comes out, the NHL draft will be long gone. But I saw that since they're doing a decentralized draft this year, probably for the only year they do it, instead of having everybody together, they're going to do it like the NFL draft, where teams are just drafting from where they are. Which is, I don't even know what the fucking difference is. There's no trades that happen during the draft anyway. People are like, oh, it'll end trades. Trades don't fucking happen anyway. More trades happen in the NFL than in the NHL. I think everything they do is stupid. But I think it's only going to be 1 year because everybody hates the idea. But for this year, all the Sabres people are going to be in Buffalo doing the draft. And they're going to use the Bills' awesome draft facility they have with their great setup and all those TVs and cool computer. It's one of the best in the league.
I've never watched the draft.
One of those, if you ever see the behind the scenes video of the draft, the Bills have one of the coolest setups. So the Sabres are going to use it. And my joke was, this clearly means they're going all defense in the draft.
And they will.
Of course they will, because they're in that room. No, it's not really. It's an observation. It's a pre-observation. Is that something?
They don't, the button that you press like on your keyboard where it's, you press to draft and like you got to press the one that says offense with the O. They don't have an O key.
They don't have an O key.
They just got a D.
They love the D.
That's the only. They like it. It's the only key they
Their
have.
coach is Mick D.
And
they love the D.
They've got a key for the D.
And they love taking that D and shoving it in Josh Allen's ass because he gets no help. That's been Bill's Talk.
On the Scare Value podcast.
I don't know. They're not going to win this year either. And you know why? Because they don't have enough offense. I don't care.
I got a feeling that this is going to be the year.
This is the one.
This is going to be
This is the one that the city has waited hundreds of years for. This is the one that finally happens.
This is going to be it. Because you know what? Josh Allen married the Bumblebee girl.
That's true. That's what she's known as, the Bumblebee girl.
That's the easiest thing. I always forget that her name is Haley Steinfeld because first off, it's close to Seinfeld. And also, there was that other Haley who's close to the Atwell. Steinfeld, Atwell, Haley, Bumblebee girl. Her name is Bumblebee girl. I keep forgetting that she's young Hawkeye.
She was also in the Pitch Perfect movies. She was
I know.
also in Sinners, the #1 movie of the year.
I haven't seen that one yet.
That's not my problem.
Yeah, it is. Why haven't you bought it?
Because it just came out today.
I know. I was looking for it a few
The day
days
of this
ago.
recording, it came out.
I was looking for it. I'm like, motherfucker didn't buy it yet. I want to watch that movie.
I'm not spending $25 on it.
Yeah, you are.
It will wait. No, I only do that when we have to rush to do companion on the podcast.
I think we got to do Sinners. Which isn't it airing on Paramount Plus?
I don't think so. And we are going to do Sinners in February.
February? That's Valentine's Day.
Yeah, because I love it.
I love it.
What?
I love it.
Is that Sling Blade?
No, that was.
He loves French fried potatoes.
Yeah, I've never seen that movie. No, it's that singer.
It's a pretty good
Lady
impression for never
Gaga.
seeing it. That was Lady Gaga.
I love it.
That's Billy Bob Thornton.
Poker, mama, poker face. He got a gun, all of it.
Ain't got no gas in it. It's
I'm gonna get my sling blade
no. I just reckon I just woke up a hole in it.
in a bucket. Dear Liza. Dear Liza.
Give me some of the biggins, I guess. It's a good movie.
Who else was in that?
How much you want for him? It's Billy Bob Thornton.
I remember
and
him, Sling Blade himself.
Dwight Yoakam.
I like Dwight Yoakam. What's he been doing?
He's a piece of shit in this movie. And John Ritter. And
Three's Company?
I think Robert Duvall has a cameo as his dad in it.
Robert Duvall.
Robert Duvall. And I don't know who else is in it, but it's a really good movie.
What was it even about? Some Billy Bob Thornton's like a moron or something?
Billy Bob Thornton killed somebody, and he's a nice guy, and he's got
Except for the killing.
I don't remember why he killed somebody, but I feel like there was a justifiable reason for it. Or maybe there wasn't, because he's got mental issues, and he's not very bright. But he's bright in a weird way. Like, he can look at when the people trying to fix the the lawnmower are like, hey, we tried everything, and he looks and goes, ain't got no gas in it. Which is a different kind of brilliant. Well, he befriends a young child.
Is this Child Brain, but
It
in
is
an
Child
adult
Brain.
movie?
It's an adult. It's a Child Brain.
Grown
the
up.
movie. Well, all of them are. No. What are you talking about, grown up? All of the Child Brain people we're talking about are grown ups.
No,
whose
I'm
best
wondering,
friends are children.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm wondering if this is the children who befriend the Child Brains, then become Child Brains themselves in adulthood.
I don't think that's it. It's always very intelligent kids
Precocious, even.
who I think like to feel superior to an adult. If we're going to crack the code of what's going on in those movies. But in this one, the kid has to deal with an abusive stepfather played by Dwight Yoakam. And Sling Blade don't stand for that shit.
Well, what'd the kid do?
What did the kid do to get beaten?
Yeah.
He got in the way, didn't get the beer fast enough.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happened.
There's no court in the land who will not defend your right to beat your child who doesn't get your beer fast enough.
You always got to check. I remember that Train to Busan movie. And the kids, I've become very skeptical of children ever since that day.
Oh, because she caused all that mayhem.
Yep. And trust me, there were like 4 kids in Satan's Slaves. And I was looking at each of them all hard-eyed. And guess what? I was right about one of them.
The oldest one can't be considered a kid. She's 22.
I couldn't tell her age.
Well, they say she's 22.
I can't read numbers.
So, yeah, you have a problem with numbers. You just swore off them one year, and now you can never go back. But she's not a kid. The 16-year-old is borderline, because even though that's a kid here, I'm not sure it's seen as a kid in Indonesia.
Hey, man, it's not legal. Either way.
It might be in Indonesia.
Morally, it's still not legal. Anyway, so there were 2 kids, so that's even better. My odds are...
And one of them not even yours. Turns out it's Satan's.
So there you go. Again, children can't be trusted.
What was his father always complaining about? Actually, he wasn't complaining. He was just very beaten down by situation. That's what I kind of liked about it. All the characters felt lived in, where, yeah, the daughter had to give up on her dreams. And, you know, the oldest son was trying to be a good person, you know, sold the bike and was trying to do right for the family and really was trying to be good. And then the father was just like destroyed by all of this.
What a sad state of affairs and commentary on the world that I identified with all of those characters so easily. I'm like, yep.
Is this because you're in the basement?
I don't know. It does kind of feel like Indonesia down here. I threw that blanket over there and it just stayed up. It stayed
Fuck, why
up.
didn't I look at that before? That's terrifying.
It hasn't moved or screamed at me. It just sits there.
You have one of those beating dummies, don't
Bob?
you? Yeah.
No.
You should have thought about it and stuck him down here and put the sheet on it. So I would have been like, oh, that's
No, nope, just Skelly Bones hanging out in his chain hat.
Oh, you could have done that, though.
I could have. Instead, I didn't think about it.
Let's start this podcast over.
All right, go upstairs.
It's week 3 of the age group. What's going to happen in week 4, you ask?
Yes?
We're going to have a first-time watch for me.
What are we watching?
We're going to Thailand. The movie next week is Shudder, from 2004.
Gonna have to look up some Nick Cage facts about Thailand.
This one, I did look up Nick Cage facts about Indonesia and Thailand just to see if I get ahead of the curve on this. There is Nick Cage Thailand facts.
Ooh.
Because Pete, he made a movie called Bangkok Dangerous.
What does that have to do with Thailand?
What's the capital of Thailand?
Thaitopia?
Bangkok. I missed. See you next week.